welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. I'm Jared. Today we're doing an unboxing of the latest Kickstarter delivery. This is from Glass Cannon Games. It's called FrostPunk, the board game. This is a survival game at the ends of the earth where everything's just frozen over, and you have to build and survive in a community. There's a giant heater in the middle and that kind of thing. That's in the game it's a cube tower. So that's FrostPunk. It's designed by Kwapiński, which, if you're familiar with Nemesis, he designed that game, which is one of my favorite Awaken Realms games. So I'm really excited to take a look at this new game from Kwapiński. And so right now on camera, we're going to do an unboxing of everything that's come in this Kickstarter version. And as you can see, there's a few little extras that came in the big box. So you'll also note that this is the pre-shaded version. So we'll take a look at that as well. It came with the Frostlander expansion, which is a small box here. There is a little bag here and then some stickers, and we'll take a look. So this sticker is a thank you. It says your support means a lot to us. We couldn't do it without you. So Glass Cannon, Unplugged, with love. This one is an official companion app providing new game modes and access to Frostpunk's original soundtrack, so you can just kind of play the soundtrack from the app while you're playing the board game. But it's an actual sticker, so you could put it on the box or in the box or what have you, wherever you want to. And then let's just look at and see what's in this bag exactly. I'm seeing some wooden pieces and a little note. Dear backer, thank you very much for supporting our campaign. Just before shipping the game to you, our backers, we noticed that in some copies of the Frostlander expansion, the 3 wooden sickness markers are incorrect. Due to a mistake at the manufacturing level, the wrong symbol has been applied to them. This bag includes a fix pack. Please use these markers to replace the ones you will find in the Frostlander box. We hope this minor inconvenience will not affect your enjoyment of our game. We wish you only the best game sessions, the Glass Cannon Unplugged team. Perfect. Well, let me put this back in this bag so that I keep them straight and not forget which ones are the ones that are meant to be the replacements. So that's going to stay right here. I'm going to set this aside. So why don't we go ahead and look at the Frostlander expansion, and then we'll get into the big box. So it kind of goes over what's inside, and it says this expansion contains a set of new game cards that increase replayability and introduces an even harder difficulty level to the game. Exclusive set of wooden pieces included in this expansion improves the aesthetics of the game. So it's kind of like a mini expansion, because it's again kind of a small box, just a lot of cards in here, I think. So open it up swiftly and take a look inside. All right, kind of opens like a pizza box. I'm seeing maybe a poster. Nah, it's the rule book, but it folds like a poster. And so here you've got new components and setup, some of the new wooden components, all in this little poster-esque rule book. So we've got some components to pull out and take a look. These are all painted wooden pieces. So here we've got 2 kind of larger ones there, colored in icons on one side. Then we've got some large pieces right here. And you can see these are screen printed, painted wood. This has 2 sides, like regular flame, explosion flame. This one has just like a house on it. Over here is like a temperature thermometer disc. We have some of these sickness markers that I think they were mentioning. So let's see if I can just pull some of these out and hold them up to the camera for you to take a look. There you go. And anytime during this unboxing you want to see something for a longer period, then just slow down the video, pause. You should be able to have a good view of everything I'm showing off. And then here we've got 2 unique tokens. We have this wooden, really cool looking snowflake, and then this, which could be a thermometer. I'm not real sure right now what it's supposed to be, but it's kind of nifty, So these are meant to kind of add in and improve your gameplay a little bit with some better wooden pieces. So I'm sure there's going to be cardboard chit, versions of these pieces in the main box. We also have some large wooden pieces in 2 colors. We got the teal and the maroon, as you can see. Let's just kind of set them so that we can see what their sides look like. They've got 2 sides of screen printing, like white and black, all right, of each side. And I assume these, all right, these are a little different. We've got white and black, different symbols, holding a heart there. We got like a column, and we got flames, black and white flame. And these are rather large. It's almost hard to tell in the video, I'm sure, how large these are, but they're really big. If you've played Tokyo Highway, they're bigger than those components, the little pieces that you use to build bridges and stuff. But they're pretty big, very big. And then, lastly, in this little box, we have some cards. So at first, in what looks like a small promo pack, we're going to open this. So these are the backs of these. We've got technology, wood processing, heating lamps, night care, equipment upgrade, tracking techniques, natural fertilizer, nutrition education, advanced automatons. And so it looks like these have certain time costs perhaps, and then it says like this one for wood processing, whenever you use a sawmill or wall drill, gain an additional 1 wood. So I don't know exactly yet how you're going to be able to get these technologies, but they're there and improve certain things that you're going to do during the game. Now we've got these larger cards. This has like the giant heater on it. It's like you can see prominently in the center of the game box. And there are different backs to these, so we'll go through them one at a time, one type at a time. So here we've got Society 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of survivalist cards. And, looks like probably objectives or even starting stuff. I think this can be played as a full campaign, so that's probably has something to do with that. Then we have this set of cards, which has kind of like a sun icon on it, whereas the one below it has the half moon, kind of going below the horizon. So here we have mourning cards, unequal treatment, ceremony for the dead, wild berries, fanatics, just kind of various events that you can, you can see and view at different parts of the phases of the rounds and that sort of thing. Then we've got a lot more of the dark, the night, right? So this is dusk, and we've got some purple ones, and below in the back we have some like darker brown ones. So lots of different types of events here to look through. And lastly, we have like a balance, so weight balance. Here we go. Law. These are 4 possible laws. The emergency shift, shared knowledge, radical treatment, the virtue of humanity. All right. So those are all the cards and components in the mini expansion, I'll say. Let's pull this aside, and we're ready to move on to what everyone really wants to see, the unboxing of the large box of FrostPunk. It is rather large. It is heavy. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here, and wood pieces, I believe. They do weigh more. Okay, so I'll read the back and then we'll get right to it. The city must survive. In an entirely frozen world, people developed steam-powered technology to oppose the overwhelming cold. You face the task of building the last city on Earth and securing the means necessary for your community to survive. FrostPunk the board game is a city survival game where heat means life and every decision comes with a cost. What decisions will you make to ensure the survival of your society? What will you do when pushed to the limit, and who will you become in the process? Based on the best-selling video game and, creators of This War Mine, etc. Let's see, so over here I'll read the little points. Maintain hope. Survival is about hope and the will to live. Your ability to spark and maintain these 2 concepts in your people will be a determining factor of your success as their leader. Weigh your choices. Will you allow child labor? How will you treat the sick and wounded? FrostPunk challenges players' tactical skills while testing one's morality. Build and maintain the city. Gather resources to build the city. Use steam power technology to upgrade and heat the buildings. Provide shelters for the citizens and set priorities for your industrial infrastructure to oppose the apocalyptic storms and permafrost. Explore. The ice-covered world reveals shards of the past, but it can also hold means to secure the future of your people. Send expeditions to look for survivors, resources, and knowledge. Fuel the generator. Keep your city heated and powered with the one-of-a-kind industrial design central cube tower. And make the law. Society is a group of people abiding by the same rules and sharing similar beliefs. Establishing laws and customs will be a crucial factor in shaping your society. Okay, I know we want to get into the box, but there's one last bit of text that I'm going to read. So here we go. The board game here is board game is a cooperative tabletop game for 1 to 4 players set in a cold, post-apocalyptic 19th century world. Survival is only possible due to advanced steam technology, the pinnacle of which is the generator, this marvel of engineering that provides life-giving heat to what remains of humanity. As the advisors of what may be the last city on Earth, your main objective is for the city to survive. Each scenario has its own objectives that you must fulfill in order to win the game. The task placed on your shoulders is not an easy one. The world of FrostPunk is a hostile and dangerous place, and only by managing your city well will you achieve victory. Okay, so now we're going to pull this apart. Looks like it's already got started a little bit, so I don't need to cut into anything, which is great. Okay, pull this apart and slide this up. Ta-da! Okay, so right on top, you'll see we've got FrostPunk rulebook, which is quite thick. I mean, it's large. It's, there's a lot in here. Like, it reminds me of like the Anachrony rulebook as far as the weight and amount of material in there. Then we have a scenario book, which is almost as big as the rulebook, which is great. You've got scenarios, you've got a campaign, I believe, varying ways to set up the game, so lots of replayability already. Here we have kind of a thick, almost cardboard stock action descriptions page. So pull this out. There is 4 of these. There are 4 of these. You got the action descriptions right here on the front. You got starting buildings, basic buildings. On the other side, the social advisor, going over the phases: dawn, morning, preparation, action, dusk, hunger, night, and then some additional info, and then some descriptions of the different large pieces that we just saw in the expansion. So we've got 4 large ones of these. Okay, they have different backs. So this one, which we saw, was the social advisor, but there's also a health advisor, there's a generator advisor, and there's a foreman advisor. So every player can have a different overall role in keeping the city, running and surviving. So here we've got some punch boards. These are going to be some cities that you can build up, like the bunkhouse, child shelter, fighting arena. They're color coded for different types. And here we've got some yellow and blue ones. We've got survivors, destroyed bunkhouse, gathering posts. All right. And then here, newer types of vertical shaped buildings. So they just, I am sure, take up more space in the same way. But you've got a beacon, you've got coal thumper, coal mine, wall drill, wood outpost, guard post. There's a library. And then we have the frost, right? So these are the tiles that you're going to add to the area around that, kind of has the exploration element to it. I'm not sure all the icons and how that works out just yet, but these are all cardboard punch outs that you're going to need in order to play the game. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. Good artwork. Everything looks pretty good. Then we got this one, which has kind of like a ruined train, almost like an industrial looking thing here. So I wonder if you were to like punch this out, could it line up completely? I think so. Check that out. So that can kind of be built out, which is neat and nifty. All right, next we have another punch out. We have some exterior outline type of tiles here that are going to shape the outside of the main map. So it's one that you kind of build, not I don't think there's a fold out board in here. So in here we've got some of these tokens. These are cardboard pieces. Front and backs are different a little bit. As you can see, these are going to be those tokens that the wooden pieces are going to replace, as well as some of these down here, I believe. And then let's set this bit aside because it's already unpunched itself, or punched itself. I don't know. Then we got some more of those. Here's the back sides and front sides of some of these tokens. And there you have it. There's, I think, these two that we have now tokens for, so we're good to go there. Then we have another with other kinds of ways to shape the board with where the hexes go and everything. I think those are probably the starting ones. We've got some, I think, resources and or ways to track, different things here. You got the green on both sides, and little tokens here with a little meeple as well. I'm not sure how those work. That's okay. And here, this piece is already punched out, and so is this. So here's where the center piece is going to be, and the generator, the heat generator right there. Looks like you might have an option on which side you want to play with. I'm not sure. Maybe one side just has more descriptors on it to help gameplay. We'll see. And then here we've got this one that just punches right out as well. And then we've got those larger tokens that we saw wooden replacements for. And then we have this, which is like a large piece that mimics the artwork that we saw that has the hexes that can make one long industrial looking, train or whatnot. Then we have this little board already, punched and nicely packed. It's got rounded edges. It's got kind of a dark look to it. I'm sure this is probably where you can buy buildings. You've got costs in wood and other resources and money. And then, you can stack the stuff on here. So that'll be nice. Below that, we have kind of a dual layer or, one with openings and thicker cardboard to track. Is this the society tracker? I don't remember. So we got two of them though. So you can see this first one, again, there's a lot of these indentations right in here. You've got this thing on the outside. This can attach. This little bit is also indented. These are cube spaces that are also like, places that hold them. And then the dual layer spots for the discs. Also, it's a very good quality. The art and printing on this looks really good, and I'm already really excited to kind of get this thing set up and built and look at everything this thing has to offer. In fact, I think this just goes right here like that and creates a fuller picture here of what we're looking for. So you've got the little things that go all the way down. We've got spots to hold cards, and that's all good. All right, then below that, we have this dual layered board, and you've got a track, and you got icons for like your fist and the dove, I believe. And so those are nice. You can easily take stuff out because it's got pre-built in little side corners, so you can put your finger in there and get these things off the board real easily, especially if you're using the cardboard, right? Then a spot for some of the daytime cards and nighttime cards. Let's keep going. We've got some little divider pieces. Let's move this aside carefully because the next things are gonna combine together. So there's the backs of that. This pulls apart. And I would say this looks kind of like victory points, but I'm not sure if how this is going to work with tracking everybody with being a cooperative game, but that punches or locks in nicely together. And here we've got a double-sided version of, I think, the same information, but yeah, just places to put some of those large cards. Here we've got two different sides. that hold different kinds of materials and token track here, and there you go. A lot of pieces, a lot of things to set up, and it's going to take a lot of table space because all of this is going to need to be displayed to play. All right, so we got a nice little custom insert made for everything inside. We've got a nice cloth bag. You've got this with like a felt kind of thing on the top, and then this one as well with the fist. So nice little cloth pieces. We've got some wooden tokens of like some of the buildings and other components. So let's take a look at these. These are painted with like a screen print type of thing. Oh no, these are actually drilled all the way through. Like, it's not a picture, it is actually like holes through the center of these pieces, which is even more impressive if you ask me. They're just really well made wooden, components here. And we've got some worker type guys who look like they work in the mine. They're holding a pickaxe. Little brown colored workers here. Okay. I'll put these back in the bag and move on to the next thing. We have, I really don't know what this is. These are silver. And they have this like robotic automaton type thing going on. We have these. We have some blue worker people. Okay. So looks like he's holding some kind of Ghostbuster. No, like maybe a telephone. But those guys I'm sure have a different role. And here we got some unique wooden piece trackers. Like they've got holes in some of these. We've got some for stones or maybe walls, Here's the gears, and again, these are holes through the wooden piece. It's not a sticker or anything. The little tiny pieces in the center are all they're all like cut through the wood. Same as this piece right there, which looks really good. All custom pieces for the game. Never seen those before. Okay, I'll set this aside and we'll get right into the next bit. Got a few more components in here to pull out, so let's do that. So over here, we've got a few different things. We've got these different color people like holding hands. So I'll show up to the camera there. Fascinating, fascinating. I'm not sure how they work, but they're kind of neat. They're unique pieces for sure. This one, we got wood, so that's going to be your primary resource in the game. And it looks like that. Pretty good quality components here. Thick enough, totally good. I like it. I do know that they released a version of the game that you could get with the plastic miniatures for the buildings and everything else. I opted to go with wood. I just prefer, I think, in some games to just have wooden pieces. These are just your black wooden cubes, pretty typical. I'm sure this is what we're going to be dropping through that cube tower. So, all right. Other wooden components in here, we have some trees. So as trees come out, I'm sure you're going to want to go and chop them down and get some wood from those trees. And of course they're covered in snow, so they're all kind of like just this white snow color, right? Let's get into the tower and see what this is all about. It's starting to fall apart on me here. What do we got? Okay, so this piece at the bottom is going to slide in, capture what stuff you need, you pull it out, and so when it's not being used, you can just leave it in, and it's got this great looking, view of the generator. It's a very nice sun drop pre-shade color on it. It's very impressive. if I were a painter, I'd also want to paint this thing, but even still, it's great looking. But yeah, this little compartment on the bottom, and I guess we have this piece here at the top, kind of like a fan. And so you can see that just kind of sits there and can spin, and perhaps even helps catch some cubes so they can not all fall down. But you know, let's give it a quick shot. We got the cubes out. All right, here we go. Let's see. Ta-da. So all of them but 3 came out. Let's try one more. Let's try the same group again and see what we got. Okay, anything left in there? Okay, all but 1 came out. Interesting. All right, so that's that. That's how that thing works. I'll put that aside. And that leaves all the cards for us to take a look at with its varying text and stuff. So we've got the large ones first, right here. I'll also note that looks like there's enough room here to put sleeved cards back in the box and not have to throw away the insert. So as a sleever, that's always really important. Okay, we're gonna open these and just kind of flip through, see what they look like without maybe too many spoilers. I'm not gonna like read every one or anything like that. But okay, got those. We got some night times. So once again, we're seeing like the different types, the purple background and the brown background. Okay, you can see that. We got the law of justice here, and child labor, child shelter. There's a lot that can happen in this game, and you have to overcome. Let's look at the next pack. Okay, we've got some special The Arcs cards, scenario cards. I don't know if these are going to need to be kept in the same order. Perhaps so. I'm just going to leave them in this order. Although these look like a separate deck. So let's look at this deck. This is the warning cards, right? And then we have these, which are kind of the scenario type things. Don't want to show too much of these, right? Because that could spoil some of your scenarios. So I'll set those here. What else we got in this deck? Carefully remove everything from the plastic. Got some here that have like a multiple people on the front icon. Society cards. All right. Very important. Some night cards. Social dispute. We have outpost. We have special night card. The ruins of Tesla City. Fall of Winterhome. The Arcs. So again, there's some more scenario specific cards here. There may need to be some organization to be done. I'm not sure, but I think these arcs go into this stack here. Yeah. So keep those together. And yeah, these are good to go separately. Okay. And finally, the last pack of large cards to look at has more of the dusk icon on it. And these are all the dusk except for this one random card called Call to Rise that might be unique for something. I don't know. But here's the dusk. All right. Lots and lots of thought have been put into this game for all these different events. You can already see. I'm trying to make it as storytelling as possible, which is a big part, I think, of what they're going for here. So I'll just put these in here like that. And then we have the smaller cards, which are more the size of regular playing cards. So open this. A and B, campsite, snow, ruins, and then single person on here. We've got cards, I think, to reference which character you are and like what you do. The foreman advisor, social advisor, etc. All right. And I think they're doing the same thing, but you can be a guy or girl, perhaps. Guy, girl, guy, girl. All right. But let's continue on with these. So on the backs of these, there's some of those cards. Workers. What is this? They have names. They have engineers. We have children. Man, some of these people just look so sad. Expedition. So these are expedition cards that you can draw out. And based on where it is, you might have to resolve certain things. All right. Then we've got last bit in the box is this set of cards. So what is it? First, I see this set of weather cards. All right, so that's going to affect us greatly in increasing temperature and all kinds of weather hazards. Then we have some more of these kinds of technologies, I believe. Is this the one that we saw? Yeah, technologies. Lighter scout sleds, hunting tactics, medical, education, etc. Carrier, steam, hub. Okay. Outpost depot, cave, and campsites as well. So more of these expedition cards to look through. And lots to look at, lots to do in this game. But that is everything in the box. And so for an unboxing, we are complete for now. Stay tuned on the channel for more for FrostPunk, the board game. And stick around and subscribe if you want to see our tutorials that we have every other week, a podcast, our reviews, news. So if you're interested in learning more about board gaming news in the industry, every 2 weeks I put out a video that sums everything up for you. So stick around, leave me a like and comment. I'll try to respond as best I can. And otherwise, thank you for tuning in to today's unboxing. I've been Jared, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.